Look at that here. Well, they left us. That's a nice little gimmicky thing, mind you. I wonder what that's for. If every room got this in there. Well, look at that on the side. Looks like, what's that? Ah, look, they got the Lochness. The Lochness monster. They got that bit there. They got that bit there. That is definitely Nessie. God, you can see the yumps on the back. What is it? It's a flute, isn't it? Or something. One of us, what's that? A sun god? And there's some guy on here. And the Lochness monster. I wonder how this sounds. Let's see how it goes. They leave these around in the rooms. What's that? They call the Lochness monster out to the lake like. Tell you what, we'll be having that when we go. That belongs to us, that one. I like that though, the way they done it. That's like a, what's that? Looks ceramic to me. Very nice. I should ask her if every room's got one. What they expect us to do? Go out on the lock and start calling the Lochness monster. That's good though. What's that? There's the humps in the wall, don't there? Yeah, that's cool, that is. Let's have a look in here. It's nice in here now. I'll go do a shower. Be alright in here. We will. Nice telly. Yeah, I got the code. The code's on there. It's a limited access, guy. You gotta go in your room. The code works for the Wi-Fi. But it's really oh God, that's strange, isn't it? We come all the way up here, and it was banging down with rain all the way up. Even Lochness was diabolical. I mean, really dangerous weather, like with the downpours, and then all of a sudden, Lochness haven't had no rain at all day. It's been like dry as a bone, like, and the roads do look dry. Even though there's a storm Eileen everywhere.
You have come to the great glen, a rift torn across mountains which once dwarfed the Himalayas. This glen once lay south of the equator, at the furthest place of the ocean. It was removed for the ice from the north. And then you were on the 10,000-year journey, representing the heels of retreating glaciers, then cultivators, and on into the industrial age. The glen channeled the tides of conquest, leaving shots of forts and castles. Now seemingly at peace from nature's forces and human conflict, the hills are softened by erosion and the fortresses are mended. Takes the first pleasant photograph. The following year, the search explosion, the archetype of Hesse's story, Adams later that summer, Lachlan Stewart, Peter McNair, Cultural, a cart. After his film in 1960, Tim Dinsdale devoted his life to vindicating the eyewitnesses. In 1962, The Lochness Investigation Bureau formed under the energetic leadership of David James. A decade of surface surveillance began. On the high ground at Agmahat, the camera battlers dug in for a war of attrition against the law of averages. The youth of the 60s took a stand against establishment science.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard the Jacobite Warrior. I hope you're all enjoying your cruise with us today in Lochness. So standing here in Strone Point and with over 1,000 years of history lies Urquhart Castle. The castle was built on the site of a medieval picturesque fortress dating from around the 5th century, and although the ruins appear peaceful and picturesque today, Urquhart Castle has seen some of the most dramatic and bloodiest chapters in our nation's history. The castle's first defences were formed in the 13th century and can be seen in the rocky mound where the St Andrew's flag now flies. The value of the castle was in its strategic position, with views up and down Lochness. If you could control the castle, you could also control the route along the Great Glen, as well as entrance to Glen Urquhart. Once one of Scotland's largest castles, Urquhart saw great conflict during its 500 years as a medieval fortress, during which time control of the castle would pass back and forth between the Scots and the English during the Wars of Independence, and the power struggles continued as the Lords of the Isles would regularly raid both castle and glen up until the 1500s. In 1509, the castle was granted to Clan Grant by James IV of Scotland. Now the Grants were not special by the 14th.
Yeah, yeah, 43, yeah.
Oh, there's only 14 Phoenix dogs the last time.
Okay.
Therefore, 6, 9 will not be.
Right, Andrew and Hamish are going to put the
14.
ropes on. Wait until they tell you to go ahead before you disembark, okay? You'll see me disembark, but I'm different, okay? I'm not, okay? They're sane.
Questionable.
I don't know who's doing what, but I'm just going up to them. I'm just rushing around for the sake of rushing around. That's right,
Ah, careful.
What about this?
Jacobite cause was defeated at the Battle of Culloden in April 1746. Bonnie Prince Charlie managed to flee the battlefield and escape the government troops. He took to the landscape around him, in particular hiding in a cave at Corrido, being cared for by the 7 men of Glenmoriston, which lies further down Lochness. The men were among his few remaining followers, and the prince called them his privy council. They spent many nights in the cave, sleeping on a bed of heather. A description of the prince from the time says, he was barefooted, had an old black kilt coat on, a plaid, philibeg and waistcoat, a dirty shirt and a long red beard, a gun in his hand, a pistol and a dirk by his side. Eventually, the prince continued his journey west, meeting up with a lady called Flora MacDonald, who disguised the prince as one of her maids and took him in a boat across to the Isle of Skye, from where he started the journey back to Italy, where he died many years later, by which time he was not quite so bonny and very unhappy.
Unfortunately, the fact that the prince remained uncaptured proved a problem for one particular man who bore a striking resemblance to him. In July 1746, he was out in a glen, wearing his Highland dress, when a party of soldiers came across him and were convinced he was the prince. They immediately shot at him, and he fell down shouting, "You have killed your prince," before dying. He was decapitated and his head sent to London, where it was received with great acclaim. That was until the truth came out that in fact it wasn't the prince they had killed, but a Jacobite soldier from Edinburgh called Roderick Mackenzie. His headless body was buried at the roadside where a small grave can still be seen, and each July Jacobite enthusiasts hold a gathering there in commemoration of his bravery.
Farewell to the mountains high covered with snow, farewell to the straths and green valleys below, farewell to the forests and wild hanging woods, farewell to the torrents and loud pouring floods.
On behalf of all your crew, thank you for choosing Lochness by Jacobite. We hope you have a memorable stay in the Highlands.
Inside the Velocity, we had some wires, we had like a spaceship, and we were inside it and it was blown up and we had to refix it. And we had this one thing where those wires were too short, and then we come along here now to the Lochness, and we find that the box and the telly doesn't reach the switch. So what we've done, we've gone and brought our extension lead in to complete the circuit. But I thought that was really good, because when we was in the Velocity, we had the same game where the wires were too short and too long, and we had to put them together to make a circuit to get the key. You had like 3 keys. You put the 3 keys in. Once you've done that, you could get out, otherwise you were locked in for good. So we found many riddles. Another one of the riddles that we encountered in the Velocity in Stirling was an alphabet. And what happened, it went A, B, C, D, T, but for every letter of the alphabet there was a symbol. On the opposite one, we had to make sure the symbol spelt a word. So if that symbol was a hedgehog, you'd have hedgehog, cat, squirrel, hedgehog, and it would spell out the word like war, peace, and hope. And then we would input that into a code, which would open a lock, and we'd have a key. And then that was out of the 3 keys we had. We could escape the escape room, but we had to have all the keys. So we come along now. We're in the one Lochness in, and we got key 7, as you can see, and the keystone in Rosslyn Chapel was number 7. So that means like the arch that had all the other arches together, like the top angel that supported all the other angels, so they didn't become corrupt or evil, was Gabriel. Or Gabriel was no good, we scrapped him, we just had God there. It was number 7, because he was able to do that. And the next riddle we got now is the day the earth stood still. This was in the charity shop next to the Velocity rooms next door, but there was 3 of them. There was this one, there was a Flash Gordon one, and then there was the time travel one. We went with this one before we went in there, and now obviously now we created a new riddle. So to do with the animals, we watched the film. In the film, they collect all the animals up. The modern one, which is the one with Keanu Reeves, and they're taking the animals away. But we've got a problem here. Look, within the alphabet, the code is the A should be before the B. It's not. We got a square. So we got a corruption in the data processing file, meaning that these lot, we can't do the invasion yet, because obviously there's a corrupt file. The information sent to wipe mankind out, and they do another experiment. Not so just yet. Evidence provided by ancients, the old ones even. There's no invasion going on, basically just because of this. The cube has got XX on the. If you look on the beer barrel, you've got 2 X's. Should be down here, and we've got a fox. Something going with the fox is going to eat the geese, the golden goose. The golden goose, which is the golden ratio.